Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. And through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. For those of you who do not know, this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is to try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for little as $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In the previous video we looked at ticker symbol MMAT and the potential of 6G. We also looked at ticker symbol MMTLP and some of the concerns with regard to some of the brokers. So please refer back to the previous video for updates on both of those stocks. In today's video we're going to be doing an update on MMTLP, and I'm going to be sharing with you an investment from a Fortune 500 company that has recently been completed. We're also going to be looking at an update for ticker symbol SAVA Cassava Sciences, so stay tuned for that. So let's start by having a quick look at what's happening in the market. So we can see here, quick headline from Reuters: Fed minutes have shown that more rate hikes are in the pipeline, but pace could slow. So obviously inflation is still a concern, so the Fed is looking to tighten monetary policy here and make sure inflation does not get out of hand. So let's have a look at how the market reacted, and we can see overall it is quite a significant red day, with the exception of energy, where we have seen a little bit of a recovery, and overall energy is the only green sector. What I'm now going to do is share with you a recent acquisition from a Fortune 500 company, and this could be relevant certainly with regard to Nextbridge hydrocarbons. So there could be some similarities here, so we're going to see what we can pick up from this recent acquisition. So I'm going to first of all share with you a headline here from Globe Newswire dated July the 29th, 2022. So the headline here is Targa Resources Corporation completes acquisition of Lucid Energy. So I'm not sure how many people were aware of this acquisition, but let's have a look at the details. So we can see the acquisition of Lucid Energy Delaware LLC was completed for a price of $3.55 billion. So obviously the company that's completed the acquisition is known as Targa Resources Corporation, and this goes under the ticker symbol TRGP. So let's have a look at some further details in terms of the company they acquired. So the company they acquired was Lucid Energy, and the assets of Lucid Energy included obviously assets in the Permian Basin, and this included just in excess of 1,050 miles of natural gas pipelines and approximately 1.4 billion cubic feet per day of cryogenic natural gas processing capacity. We're looking at approximately over assets are including over 600,000 dedicated acres. One thing that I have not seen in this acquisition is any evidence of significant amounts of oil. So in this acquisition there is gas, but there is no statement here with regard to assets of oil. So basically with regard to the difference here in the Permian Basin with regard to the assets held by Torchlight Energy, previous company, and now going to be held by Nextbridge Hydrocarbons, this will include significant amount of oil and also significant amount of gas. But let's now have a look at the company that has just completed this acquisition, Targa Resources Corporation. So at the bottom here we can see that Targa Resources Corporation is a leading provider of midstream services, one of the largest independent midstream infrastructure companies in North America. They own, operate and acquire, as well as develop diversified portfolio of complementary domestic midstream infrastructure assets, and its operations are critical to the efficient, safe and reliable delivery of energy across the United States as well as the rest of the world. So the assets include natural gas, and obviously the company is aware that there is a growing demand for cleaner fuels and feedstocks. The company is also engaged in the business of gathering, compressing, treating, processing, transporting and purchasing, as well as selling natural gas. And the other thing that's important at the bottom, with certainly as a potential buyer here, and they're also looking to purchase and selling crude oil. So Target is a Fortune 500 company and is also included in the S&P 400. So I think this is a company that has been a little bit under the radar, but I'm going to delve a little bit deeper into this actual acquisition. So before we look at the acquisition, let's have a look at the 1-year chart for TXMLT RGP to see how the company is trading over the previous year. So the good news here, unlike many stocks that we have seen over the previous 12 months, this stock is up quite significantly and quite healthily, in excess of 53.92%. Currently trades at $66.63, and we can see on a 52-week high at one point this was trading at a price of $81.50, and on a low it was trading at $40.52. So right now the chart certainly looks to be upward bullish momentum, and it certainly, I think I would certainly expect the company to achieve and exceed its all-time high very soon. So let's now have a look at the details of the acquisition. So on the screen here, in terms of an overview, we can see that the company is expanding and diversifying in the Permian, and they're also looking to be more active and prolific in the Delaware Basin. So in terms of the overall area, with regard to the acquisition of assets, we're looking at about 1,050 miles, so quite significant. But the focus that this company has is on natural gas. So this is also underpinned by approximately 600,000 dedicated acres. And what we can also see, which is certainly similar with assets going to be held by Nextbridge, these are 50% acquired assets, dedicated areas on federal land. So the federal land is already under lease, and the vast majority is held by production. So again, a very strong similarity with what's going to happen with Next Hydrocarbons. So in terms of the key benefits from this acquisition to the company, we can see here, obviously the acquisition is going to lead to their system in the Permian Basin increasing. They're also going to look at target size and scale going up. So this dedicated area in excess of 600,000 acres, we're looking at a break even in terms of oil prices of $40 a barrel. So what, obviously if there is oil, or if they're looking at oil, the company have identified an interesting figure here in terms of break even at $40 a barrel. So what that basically means, we know that oil is currently trading just under $100 a barrel. So they've given us an interesting figure here of $40 a barrel for break even. So anything over the $40 would obviously certainly imply and suggest that that would be the profit. So for every barrel of oil after the break even, the company could potentially make $60, assuming the barrel of oil is priced at $100. So let's now focus on some potential similarities and differences with this acquisition and a potential acquisition of Nextbridge Hydrocarbons. So if you remember in the previous statement that George just recently made, what he stated is they are looking to maximize value, and George also stated that this is potentially good timing, perfect timing with regard to selling these assets. So the key difference that I've seen here in terms of the Permian Basin, the assets held by Nextbridge Hydrocarbons, I think the amount of oil is much more significant. There is gas, and as far as I'm aware, I'm not sure how much gas there is, because I don't think we've seen any accurate figures, but one thing I'm sure of is that gas is quite substantial. So what I'm going to remind you of here is a previous valuation. This is going back to January the 9th, 2021. So if you remember, in this period, obviously oil was a lot cheaper. So this is an article here from Seeking Alpha. So and we're going to look at what was previously talked about around about January the 29th, 2021. So if you have the highlighted section here, going back more than 1 year ago, we can see here Torchlight and Metamaterial current share price suggests an implied value of $1,000 per net acre for the Rio Grande Basin asset. So that is quite staggering. So this is one of the things that I think created a lot of bullishness in the stock. It created a lot of people to invest in Torchlight Energy Resources and also hold for the dividend. As we know, Seeking Alpha is a company and an organization that is a little bit more conservative. So if we look at this valuation of $1,000 per acre, that certainly would give us a dividend in certainly in triple figures as a minimum. So if we get $1,000 per acre, then certainly it's looking very bullish. I know there are some calculations out there based on the value of a barrel of oil, so that's okay as well. But right now we know oil is at a premium, so let's now obviously hope that we get a similar acquisition with which is obviously based on maximum value of the assets, and hopefully give us a maximum return for our investments. So before we make a start on ticker symbol SAVA, I'd like to give a shout out to a new Twitter account. And the Twitter account here is Bullet Point Fun, and I think this is quite interesting because it's carrying out a very interesting poll. So let's have a look at the poll, and we can see here the poll here just released today is looking at Nextbridge Hydrocarbons will be a private company or on spin out. So the answer, two options you have is yes, private company, no, public company. So at time when I looked at this poll, 98.1% are looking at yes, a private company, and no, it's staying it's a public company. So we also know two other people that who have stated yes include George and also include John Berder. So that would put that 98.1% probably up to close to 99%. So please go ahead and let's create some more information and more truth out there with regard to what is going to happen. I'm now going to have a look at ticker symbol SAVA, also known as Cassava Sciences. So this is a stock that has been featured on a number of occasions on the channel. So those of you who remember will know that this has been an extremely volatile stock, and at one point it was trading well in excess of $100. It's also been close to trading below the $15 mark. Right now we can see today there has been an exceptional recovery. So you can see here the stock today was up in excess of 27.26% and closed at $25.72. So what's happening and what's going on? So before we have a look at what's going on, so I'd just like to quickly give a shout out to the Discord. So you can see here we called this out pre-market today in our stock alerts, which are shared daily. So to get access to Cassava Sciences and daily stock alerts such as Cassava Sciences, consider joining us in the Discord. The first thing I'm going to share with you here is the latest information from Fintel. So this information is with regard to track records of insider purchases. So I think what's interesting here in terms of what we picked up in the Discord here, if we have a look at the prior insider trading, and the last time people bought and in terms of the insiders was 24th of September 2020. So that's almost 2 years ago. So what's happened now? 12th of August, Eric Schoen and also Sanford Robertson have both increased the number of shares in Cassava Science. So what's going on? So this is one of the key reasons why the stock is going up right now. And what we also know is that insiders such as these people will certainly have a lot more information. We know that Cassava has been taking quite a battering at the time. We know there was an investigation going on, and that did drive the stock price down quite significantly. And going forward, I think if there is good news announced and confirmed, I certainly expect a significant upside in here to continue. So let's now have a quick look at in terms of the short interest from Fintel. So we can see here in terms of short shares available here at time of editing 3 hours ago. What's also interesting here, there were no short shares available. So again, it's becoming a lot more difficult for the shorts to short this stock. So going forward, this is a stock that we will be watching, and one certainly to be one of extreme interest. So in order to get advanced notification, join us in live trading discussions with question and answer, as well as an opportunity to get the weekly watch list and daily stock alerts. You can join us in the Discord for the little as $9 a month. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.